A climate catastrophe once engulfed the whole world, killing billions of people and sweeping entire forests and almost all life under the sea and earth. As the Arctic and Antarctic ice melts, many are calling for a regulation of use of fossil fuels to stem global warming and climate change. Yet, the greatest climate change and flooding was caused by something else. The Earth had never seen rain until it was foretold. We never believed it until it happened. The terrible agonies that befell us are beyond description. If we could turn back the tide of time, but alas, it was too late. It was a startling message from a lone old man. We were just shocked and disturbed to hear it, wondering if it was really true. Professor Enos and other great scientists had already discounted the words of this old man everyone called Noah. Just today, my neighbor came to kill my parents and kidnap my sisters. I had to run for dear life. While running, I saw a man raping my cousin's wife in the streets while everyone walked by unconcerned. I jumped over dead corpses and pools of blood while I rushed for the woods. Our society was full of crime and evil continually. At no point in time did we not hear of a crime or murder. Our thoughts were evil continually until the flood came. I had also planned to rape Johanna and kill all her household for their evil towards me this dawn, but my plan was scuttled by this stupid neighbor. I must return to avenge my family before someone else kills him and his family. While planning on my vengeance and rushing for the woods, I was arrested by the voice and works of Noah. I couldn't believe my eyes. He was building a gigantic wooden house. It was so huge I wondered why he would waste time on it. For more than 100 years he had been building this and warning us of a flood that will never come. For it had never rained before, and we trusted our scientists. For instance, Professor Melchizedek and some scientists had been able to create animal-human creatures by making men sleep with animals. In my town we had brothels for men who slept with men, women who slept with women, and humans who slept with animals. Kidnapping, rape, murder, theft, homosexuality, bestiality, etc. was so common in the land that it was becoming ignored. People would walk the streets with these social vices still ongoing before their eyes, but would not do anything to help the victims. Might was right in the antediluvian age. I, in particular, enjoyed sex with my pigs, dogs, and ostriches. My wife and daughters also enjoyed having sex among themselves, with my sons, or with the apes in the deep forest. I didn't care much. Life must be enjoyed. I just turned 400 years, and I plan having sex with all animals and the men in the entire region by the time I turn 600 years. Noah managed to finish his ark, and an incredible sight greeted our eyes. Birds of every color and hue flocked from the whole world into the ark. They filled the air with song and darkened the skies. As if that was not enough, I was shocked to see all kinds of animals flocking from forests and plains into the ark. Noah had stocked food and seed in the ark to feed the animals and replant the earth after his predicted flood. For years Noah built his ark, telling everyone to repent and flee into the ark to avoid destruction by a certain flood. Yet, no one believed him. He felt like a conspiracy theorist until the waters deluged the earth and swept us all away. Indeed, the sight of the animals flocking into the ark caught our attention, making us wonder with fear, was Noah right? Many rushed to the scientists and wise men to seek answers to this strange occurrence. They calmed our fears and assured us that this would also pass and nothing would happen. Although we were not convinced, we reluctantly agreed with their explanations. To make matters worse, Noah and all his family also went into the ark, and behold, a bright, dazzling being came from the heavens and closed the gates of the ark, keeping the animals, Noah and his family, within the ark. They will be consumed by the animals, we said mockingly. Out of anger, we gathered outside the ark and began to mock Noah. We even tried to break down the ark, but it was too hard to be breached. All animals began entering the ark, yet none of us did. Yes, we were alarmed at the sight of the animals entering the ark, yet our leaders and scientists quenched our fears. Animals obeyed Noah's words, but humans rebelled against them. Some of the masses brought musical instruments, and we danced, ate, bowed before idols, fornicated, and made merry. The worst sins were practiced just outside the ark to mock Noah. So loud was the noise we made that life was uncomfortable for them in the ark. However, on the seventh day, after they were locked inside the ark, something strange happened. Dark clouds gathered in the atmosphere, strong winds blew, and our hearts sunk. Tornadoes, deafening thunders, and blinding lightning sparked across the now darkened earth. Men and beasts now ran for dear life. Larger and larger torrents of water began to fall on the earth. The noise of crying women and beasts terrified the ear and sunk the heart with indescribable fear. When the rain started falling, the mirth and mockery ceased, and anger, remorse, fear, and indescribable tremors spread across all humankind. Many rushed towards the ark for safety, but it was too late. The thunders and lightning had set Nod and Enoch ablaze. All the idols and temples were in flames, and the inhabitants, including men of renown, were also fleeing. Some on foot and others on the back of terrified beasts. Rivers overflowed their banks and flooded plains and valleys. The earth was tearing apart before our very eyes as strong jets of hot springs gushed from the earth, throwing large portions of forests and trees, rocks and earth into the air. Thousands sought refuge on trees and on the highest mountains, but there was little relief even there. On these flying trees and rocks were terror-stricken humans and animals clinging to these useless trees and rocks for dear life. Now we had to dodge not only falling rain, floods and jets of hot springs tearing apart the earth, but also falling trees, rocks and dead corpses of animals and humans. At this point, all the valleys and plains were flooded. So we rushed for the mountains while others sought entrance into the ark or clung to it with all their might. Deep and terrible darkness settled on the earth as lightning, storm, tornadoes and earthquakes carried out their destructive works. Fire, wind and water combined to seal the fate of humanity. On the highest mountains, people and beasts struggled for a foothold to survive the approaching doom. One by one, they were swallowed by the fiery waters and shaking earth. We then had no choice than to seek the highest mountains, some of which had already been torn apart by the springs and earthquakes, so loud and strong that it threw down everything in its path. I saw the ark being tossed to and fro on the swelling waters. Those clinging to it were dropping into the water with helpless screams. They cried to Noah, but he was locked inside. They tried swimming and holding to trees fallen into the water, but where were they going? There was no land to stand on. Our houses of gold and silver, our wealth, clothes, pride, animals were all gone. I was now on a tree on a high mountain. The horse had drowned. Noah was safely in his ark, which tossed about with so much force that I wondered if it would survive the anger of the rain, wind, and turbulent waters. I was suddenly lifted up with the tree by a great force of water. A lightning struck and brightened the dark earth. Behold, there was no land. The tree turned me upside down and returned with great speed towards the swirling waters below. I felt sudden chills throughout my being. My heart sunk and all was darkness as I plunged into the abyss of the deep seas. So perished all humanity except the 8 in the flood. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. People ate, drank, married, built houses until the day the waters came. May the peace and grace of God keep us safe from his wrath.